there's a lot of people who have been like very, very negative about WoW. They've been very negative about the future of WoW, etc. So I said this on my Twitter, and I do really believe this. For what it's worth, I think in the long run, this controversy and low point in WoW will be good for the game. I'm not joking or memeing, I really mean it. For too long have we accepted complacency and mediocrity. It's good for that to change. And I do really believe this. I'm not fucking around. I'm not goofing around. I really do believe that 100%. It's like you look at evolution in in nature. When is it that an animal is forced to evolve? An animal is forced to evolve whenever constraints are put under it that force it into evolving. WoW 2 is the only solution? WoW 2 is the only solution. I don't know, man. I think that WoW 2 does definitely have a possibility of getting better, absolutely. But I don't necessarily know that. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't. It's not up to them. It absolutely is up to them. The reality is 100% up to them. Because here's the facts. I think that there are a lot of people who want to play a good version of World of Warcraft. I really believe that. I think that there are a lot of people out there who want to play a good version of the game. It's not like they hate WoW or they hate the universe. Many people love WoW and they love the universe. And that's including a lot of Final Fantasy players. I really do. I believe that many of them genuinely love the game and they want to see the game do well. Because many of them are previous WoW players, etc. They have all the time in the world in a lot of ways. They have all the time in the world to make this better. Now, if they're going to do a Realm Reborn, I don't think they're going to do a Realm Reborn. I think that they should. Here is my perfect 5-year outlook on World of Warcraft, okay? This is what I would be happy to see happen. I would be happy to see, what's his name? The jailer, Zoval, goes to the Sepulchre, the first ones, and he gains this object that gives him nigh invincible, limitless power. Right? And he becomes just this massive, powerful fucking thing that nobody can stop him and there's nothing that anybody can do. And then, obviously, who do we get? We have to get Sargeras. That's the only person in the entire Warcraft universe that could beat somebody like that. So let's say Sargeras is about to kill the jailer. And the jailer reveals to everybody, the player, that they were in the Shadowlands because they lost a fight against N'Zoth. And the entire world has been massively corrupted and they didn't even know it because they're living in some kind of alternate fucking reality. And they lost the fight and all of Shadowlands and that, oh, well, you're not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. Yeah, actually you are, because you died to N'Zoth and you come back to Azeroth and the entire thing is remade. The game is remade on a fundamental level, right? They make the graphics engine better, they make the gameplay, they make just the engine better in general, and they just improve the game massively. And that would be the best transition that they could have. This is the World of Warcraft reset. So we want to watch this video on the Great Reset and then start Final Fantasy. How do you guys feel about that?
Narratively speaking, if we went through a WoW version of FF14's 1.0 Calamity Reset, how would you do it? How would I do it's tricky. I mean, given what's been set up, to be honest with you, I would... you know what, this would be so cheap, and this would be such bad narrative design that it'd be very transparent. It's Zoval's gonna do his thing, but some character comes in, we defeat Zoval, and we get his power, and the thing's gonna explode or something if we don't use the power, so somebody's just, snap decision got to, be like, oh shit, the Sepulchre, the first one's gonna blow up and end all creation. My wish is take us back in time 5 years. Whoop. And then you're, back to the end of Legion or something.
I mean, look, if that's what it takes to get us back to Legion, I'll take it, okay? I've already had enough shitty fucking, storylines. I'm willing to take another one, okay?
But, that would not be good storytelling, right? Because that would just be throwing everything that they've tried to do, all those themes and stuff, out of the bin, all that character progression out of the bin. I think you could see how a lot of people will just want to say delete Shadowlands because we don't want to explore the afterlife. Actually, that's got big implications in the world building.
Yeah.
And we could go back to Azeroth. We're like, oh yeah, I was just talking to your dead cousin, by the way. He was just over there, above Icecrown, and people just want BFA to go away. But I don't think that'll happen. So it's tricky. I think a good way to do it is probably some large disaster that's heavily tied into the narrative. So maybe Zovaal actually does win, does get to remake creation or something. It's just tricky.
I mean, if he gets to snap the Infinity Gauntlet, I'd be happy with that, because that would mean there's something about a big change in the game that needs to happen. And I think this has needed to happen for a while.
Because I find it hard to get excited about something where Zovaal is like the Sir Garrosh of the new Calamity'd up setting, because Zovaal's really boring to me. I don't know.
Zovaal is Thanos with no voice lines.
You do it.
I have no idea, to be honest, because I feel like there's no real way to do it super cleanly. Mm-hmm. Because, at least not with how things currently are. The one I would like the most, and this is genuinely serious, I would love just wake up, was all in this off stream.
Yeah.
Which would be the least satisfying thing. But it would be more satisfying, I would take that hit now to just kind of go, and we're back here. We're back from, I guess would be
I will take
Shadowlands.
I will take the Super Mario Brothers 2 approach. Fuck it. It was all a dream. Get it out of the way. All right, now let's move on.
I'd rather we go a little bit further back, because I'd rather fucking hell. I'd rather do the shit I talked about earlier, where Tyrion wakes us up when we're at the pinnacle of Icecrown. He's like, yo, you were out for a long time, what's going on? And Zovaal was all a fever dream based on you being on Icecrown.
Yeah.
But that was a Yogg putting shit in your head. I'd rather have that.
Okay,
I'd wake up from an old god nightmare. Zovaal snap makes sense, but only if this is framed as the kind of Marvel where it is the first half of the movie he snaps, sorry, the first movie he snaps, second movie we clean it up and everything sort of, oh well, that was a bit rough, but we're all back here now, and everything's completely normal and simple now. Back to brass tacks.
I think that makes
that's
sense.
The way to do it narratively. I mean, there's so many ways, and none of them will be satisfying unless they take time to set it up. Because it was a miracle what they did with FF, but also that wasn't like snap and we're back to
I don't think it actually is that hard to do. I really don't. I don't think that it is. I think what it requires is it just requires them to have 2 really good patches of narrative building, and that's it. Just 2 really, really good patches of narrative building. And this is the question, right? Is if you took the best writer in the world, right? If you took somebody who you think could write a better story than anybody else, right? You took the people that did Final Fantasy. You think theirs is great. You think Tolkien. Do you think George R.R. Martin? Do you think the greatest writers in the world could not come up with a way to make it satisfying in 2 patches? Absolutely, they fucking could. Abso-fucking-lutely, they could.
We're in a different timeline. We're doing some of the same games, some of the same story, and also they had the luxury of doing it a couple of patches into a game, not 7 expansions into a game.
Yeah,
big difference.
Yeah.
I agree. I like your direction. We've got from Taco, who said, "Hi, regarding the cinematic, do you think they want to make players hate all gods in preparation for an all gods must die cosmic story future?"
That's stupid.
I hope not.
That's so stupid.
No, I don't
That's the
think
dumbest
so.
thing I've ever heard.
The framing of this
That's the
cinematic
dumbest
is
thing I've ever
totally
heard.
that we're sad along with Elune, and we're happy for Taronda. That's the framing of the cinematic. So, they're going to make us question the Titans and stuff, but regarding Elune, I don't think that's what they're trying to do. It's just I think it's okay, maybe Elune's incompetent, or if Elune's trying to bypass the Arbiter, how do the souls end up in the Maw anyway? Or is it just Elune made them, was oh, I could have let them be wisps in the forest they love, but no, I sent them to you, sister. But didn't know about the Maw.
Yeah.
But it's we got barely any dialogue. Yeah. So Blizzard actually didn't spend enough time doing scenes with their character.
Yeah, We did 2 minute cinematic and almost like only a little bit of his dialogue.
Like, yeah,
Haven't
imagine,
done it right.
like, imagine just any other form of narrative game, like having its big reveal moments like happen in such a short space of time with so little dialogue. You know, it's like, man, that's just not how you tell a story.
Completely.
You just have to, like, the thing is, the cinematics have to be longer. They have to be more involved. Like, that's all it comes down to. They just have to be longer and more involved. And I think that, wasn't there somebody who did, like, a fan-made version of the Garrosh, the fan-made version of the Garrosh storyline or whatever, the cinematic that was, like, 1,000 times better than the actual Blizzard one? Yeah. I never saw that. It's like a 1 minute thing. I can look at it after this maybe. But, like, the point I'm saying for that is, like, how is it that a random fan can make a better cinematic than the developer?
People laugh about like villain monologues and JRPGs all the time, but I think they're fantastic.
At least you know.
Yeah, I think they're fantastic.
You know what's going on.
But I think too much knowledge and too much like character dialogue is significantly better than not enough, because everyone's just sitting going, what?
At least you know what the story is.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, there was...
I think that's the same problem. Like, a lot of the WoW cinematics, kind of, they make you wonder more things. Like, they ask more questions than they answer. I think that's what it comes down to.
There's a comment here in the video that I found. Yeah, so wait, she empowered Tyrande to seek her vengeance, Night Warrior, then takes away that power just before she kills Sylvanas, and then claims it's up to Tyrande to, you know, ask for vengeance or renewal.
Yeah.
Like, actually, you know you took vengeance from me? I'd like vengeance again, please. Can I have another try?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bit weird.
Yeah, can I have another shot of that, please? Also, let's not. Did we talk about this at all? Did we talk about Sylvanas? No. Because if this is intended to take away hate from Sylvanas, that's not. I didn't mean that as a joke. To take away culpability
That's
from
not going to
Sylvanas
happen.
for her
That is
causing
not going to fucking happen.
The fire. It doesn't. But there's something about the emotionality of it that makes me think it's trying to make us feel about Teldrassil again. So when Sylvanas goes, "Oh, in retrospect, I shouldn't have killed all of the Night Elves. That makes me feel sad. Please, viewer, feel sad for me. I'm having a cry now. And my sister's an image in my head for some reason. And Tyrande will come and decide to kill me, but then we'll go, no, renewal is the way, and give me a hug, and it'll be like Sylvanas into the spring of her new life."
This is just making me so mad because I know that's what's going to happen. I'm just so mad because I know that's what they're going to do. I know that's what it's going to be. You know it. I know it. Everybody fucking knows it. Like, it's like, what are you doing, man? Are you kidding me?
Like, it feels like that's a possibility that they're aiming for.
Yeah.
And if that is at all true, they need to really sit down and think about what they're writing, or have someone else read the writing. Like, walk down the street and go, "What do you think about this plot bullet points?" Just to anyone. Honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big.
It's just, it's disappointing, man. Like, I think that they need to do a reset. I feel like the game has needed a reset for a long time. And it doesn't just need, like, a lore reset. It needs a reset of everything. It needs to reset transmog. It needs to... I'll look at the Garrosh cinematic real quick.
They said I must answer for my crimes. Repent for my sins. But every choice I made, I would proudly make again. You will submit. I submit to no one. Not you. Not the jailer. And not that coward thrall. For the Horde!
Number one, that's my war chief. Number two, you're right. Number two, how is it? I want you guys to see the actual in-game one, okay? And I want you to look, right? This came out 3 weeks ago. This came out 2 weeks ago. So this person didn't even know what was going to happen. And they made this in about, like, less than a week. Look at this.
I must answer for my crimes. Repent for my sins. But every choice I made, I would proudly make again. You will submit. I submit to no one. Not you. Not the jailer. And not that coward thrall. For the Horde!
How is it's so like Blizzard, how is that possible? I mean, really, like how is that possible? One guy made it? Wait. How many people do you think made this one? I'm an animator and a Warcraft hardcore fan. This is just a guy. And they're like, "Oh, Blizzard, only one person worked on this at Blizzard." Yeah. Only one person worked on this over in Indonesia either. How does this happen? It's just so bad, man. You have to worry about the drunk cube crawl. All I'm saying is that it's just, this is honestly shameful. And I really mean that. This is genuinely shameful that we can have something this good that's made by a fan. Like, especially this part. Like, in my opinion, I think this is the best part right here, you know? Like, this is fucking great. The sound effects were so much better. The sword hitting him. Like, everything about it. It's fucking embarrassing.